Welcome back to Omnifactory. Just a quick apology for this episode. Some of the times that OBS has been telling me it's started recording, it hasn't actually started recording. So if there's some slight gaps in the audio at the start of each clip as I move forward, apologies on that. It's just that it is telling me it's recording and it's not. So without further ado, this episode we're going to be getting on with building that thing over there. So without further ado, yes, let's go over to Past Me, who is going to be starting on some automation, because I'm sort of fed up of just requesting ones and twos and doing batches. I sort of want to get more stuff like this going. This is just doing resistors at the moment, but we're going to just set up a few things. So let's just get started straight away. I'm going to get started around about here, and we're going to be just running a low voltage line here. So I've got a couple of cables, not necessarily huge amounts. I'm actually just going to put down our CEF first of all, and let's just get that done right there. I want to say, yep, that's even facing the right direction. Next change, and we're just going to put a couple of conductive iron into it, and then on the other side of that, we're going to be wanting to go through the wall and connecting up to wherever we have cable. And I want the vibrant alloy cable, and it's in the right line already, so we can just run it all the way along here. Do I have enough with 23? Hopefully I do. Let's just get that going. So it shouldn't take very long, because I'm going to get quite a lot done this episode. And I do tend to do too much talking sometimes. It's best to get on with some automation, I think, and get this actually get this base going. So let's get that started. Whoops, not that with that. I won't. Let's just get that 1, 2. Huh! Exact numbers. I not made up short. Anyway, that has got RF. Good. And we now can basically get the rest of this going. So we're going to just get a column here, and we're going to get started with just 2 wire, because I'm going to get a couple of things created. First of all, I'm going to need a fluid extractor, and we can get that from the system. Did I already create one? I think I've already got one queued up if I haven't got one in my inventory. So fluid extractor. Yep. All low voltage. No need for anything larger just yet, because this is going to bootstrap the medium voltage. So we're going to get a fluid extractor. That's going to be extracting basically rubber. Okay, and then that's going to extract and go upwards, and we'll have that maybe dedicated. So if we just grab my wrench and just set that up, then we should be okay, and we can set output fluids upwards. Well, both really. We don't need to worry about it. Then above that, we're going to want the assembly machine. Okay. So if I put some rubber sheets in here, it should end up with rubber in here, which is where we want to make, at least initially, conductive iron, but we're going to quickly go across to energetic. Conductive iron cable, and particularly the 4 kind, is an assembler. It just needs a circuit, 26, and then conductive iron wire. So that means we also need a wire mill. Now, because I'm just using this to bootstrap things, I'm not going to have that to get started. So I'm just going to get some conductive iron wire. And in fact, let me just put down this wire mill. I've got a wire mill on me. There we go. Connect it there, and let's just get some conductive iron sorted out. I think I've got some in the system already. Conductive iron. There we go. Lots of it. So in fact, we can probably just take... I want to leave a little bit in the system, but not very much. And we'll just get you converted using the wire mill. That's going to go straight into here, so I'm going to need a circuit, a programmable one, and that is trivial. We can just grab one of our tier 1 circuits, that'll do the job. And we want 26 in there, so let's just get that configured. 26, and we are done. So that can just go into our assembler, and we also need to get some rubber sheets. Now rubber, I haven't really automated. I'm getting low on the raw stuff, but we do have quite a bit in the system, so I can just set an export bus, and it'll probably last for quite a while, to be honest. It depends on what the capacity of these things are, as far as the total capacity. I do actually need to process it first, though, so it needs to go into a compressor. That can go through, and we'll just get some rubber sheets. Let's just get a few of them for now. Only problem with this hook is you can't pull away from it easily. Let's get that going. Fine, so that's going to extract upwards and have a permanent source of rubber there. This will mean I can then take some conductive iron wire, pop it in here, and we should end up with the kind we actually need once this gets to the right amount. So let's just get to conductive iron, and let's just see how many it needs for the 4 times. For that, it needs half a bucket. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure how much I'm going to actually need, but that's fine. Half a bucket, which in well, why can I? Where did that go? What? Still in my inventory? Does that not work? Oh, maybe shift right clicking doesn't work. Okay, so we can then just stack that up, and this is almost done. So we'll just grab the rest of you, and you're done. Good. Break that off. And then we're going to want this to basically be fed or be feeding downwards. So we have our basic wire mill. We can put it there. And then I need to just get up here for a second. We're going to set the output going down. Is it that way? I think that is that way. So that should feed everything downwards and into the next machine. If I just get one more piece of conductive iron, we'll just test that. Conductive. Let's get 8. Okay, and are you going to feed down? No. Oh, I've not pressed auto output. Now you will. Is that feeding down? Should be. Yes, it is. Okay, so that can go there. So this is now automatically making conductive iron cable. Of course, on top of this, we probably want to be able to make the conductive iron, but because of this is not going to be making low voltage cable for very long, I'm not going to worry about it, because in the next tier, we can actually make the next sort of material. The next material is an energetic alloy, which we've seen before when we made it individually. Energetic cable, we want the 4 times cable, so that is also configuration 26. Good, so it's exactly the same setup. We're just feeding energetic alloy wire into the top, which means feeding in basically energetic alloy ingots even. We want a couple of ways to do this. We want to be able to just throw in a batch if we want stuff done, or we want to actually make it on demand from our AE system. So on demand first, let's just grab a storage crate and get that down somewhere close by. I'm ever going to need to feed in this way? I don't think I am, you know. So let's just put this here. And this is going to be because we don't have any means of basically telling one interface to output into 2 different machines, at least not when they're laid out like this. So, you know, for example, the recipe for this is going to be 4 conductive iron wire, or for instance, or whatever the equivalent is going into the wire mill. And then it's going to be probably 4 rubber plates into the fluid extractor. But we can't output one recipe into 2 machines like this, or at least not split it as far as I know. If anyone knows the alternate way of doing that, if there is an alternate way of doing this, let me know. Otherwise, we're just going to use Ender IO, which is simple and straightforward. It gets a problem with high capacity stuff, but we've got loads of space in here, so we should never get that problem. This is just going to insert in the top, and it's going to be specific. So we're going to need to just probably put in a filter of some kind, but we should be able to get that going. Let's just get a basic item filter going. And that should not take very much effort. So filter, we don't need any of the advanced stuff. Well, I may need another hopper. Can we actually build a hopper? No, we need some iron plates. Let's just get some of those made. I'll just get a full stack of this. It won't do any harm to have enough iron plates available to get this done. So while we do that, I'll just set the first filter. So down here, we just want to make sure that whatever we extract here, the only thing that's going to accept is rubber sheets, or whatever your equivalent is, just to feed in rubber. And then on the top, we're going to filter in the multiple things. We're going to filter in conductive iron ingots and energetic iron ingots, whatever we want. And then on the back, all we're really going to do here is put an interface together. And let's put it here. We can't really do anything there. I'm not going to worry about it. And we're going to feed from this interface directly into the crate. And this is just going to be active. In fact, no, we don't even need to do that. We can just tell the interface to just go straight to the crate. It should know where it's going. And we can just force it to go that way. So it's going to input there. And on the other side of the machine is where we're going to set the output. So this machine is going to output this direction, and we'll tell it to auto output. Okay, so it's going to output whatever it can. And that can just go straight back into the interface. And we can do that just with a regular cable. That should connect, that isn't going to connect until I probably get an import bus of some kind or something like that. That's fine. Or in fact, actually, we can just shortcut that for a second. We can just use item conduit. That's just a little bit shorter. And there we go. Item conduit. Insert always. And export always. And that should have taken the output. Yes, and it's already gone into this system. And it's right there. Now, it can't go anywhere yet because this isn't connected to our AE2 system, but that's the next thing I need to do. So I'm just going to get some cable and do the usual approach of getting that back to our AE2 system, wherever it ends up going. So when we actually do a recipe for this, we're going to have the recipes for the cable, or we're going to do the other approach. And the other approach is going to be that we can dump stuff in here. And if we dump stuff, we're going to want to just basically set it up. Yeah, I'm running out of room. I'd like this to be nice and compact, but I think I'm going to need another tier just to make it a little bit more useful. So let's just pop up here and let's put a block down at the back, somewhere like that. Yeah, that'll do on that side, and this will do on that side. Then I can just pop in a couple of drawers. And then we'll be able to connect this up with everything else. All we really going to need here is we're going to export this on brown or something like that. Can we actually do this? Because this is going to output. This is going to be. Oh yeah, we can actually do that. Let's just put that in. We select the down, and then the insert is going to be brown channel only. And this is going to be the independent stuff that we have here. So we just get rid of you and you, and we could probably go around the back with this and get everything sorted. So we can get the item conduit. Yes, it's going to require a little bit of work to get around here, but nothing that we don't need to think about. In fact, I don't even need to go any further, do I? Because I can just get rid of that. And then we can just connect here. And we can just turn off all the outputs that we don't want. So this one is going to be extracting on brown, always active. And that can just disappear. Yeah, we don't want that touching anything. So brown's going to come out of here, brown's going to come out of there, and we can lock those to specific things. We can just put a full batch of whatever we actually want in there, and it should just process, because it's going to insert into this, which is then going to pull back out into either one of these machines once the other filter is done. So let's just go and get a few hoppers done. Hopper. And then what was it? Is it a wrench? Yeah, so we'll just use this wrench. Let's just get a few hoppers. That will do fine. Then we can just get a filter. Basic version. And then we want some bits and pieces. So we want some conductive iron. And we want some energetic alloy. That'll do. And that should be pretty much it now. So if I just go over here and pop into this, we can put our filter in. Whitelist set. So the only thing this is going to export is those two things. It's going to pull them into here. This is going to go into here. And then it's going to start producing stuff. Now, right now, it won't produce anything because we don't have enough rubber. So if I just dump this rubber in here, it should start once I set both of these outputs to always. So up, always active. Out and down, I should say, always active. And this one is the down connection. We want to set that to always active as well. So that's going to go up to the top if there was anything for it. In this case, there isn't, but I guess we can just put that up there. That should get pulled out, get converted into wire. Wire will go down to here. Good. And start being produced and get pulled back into the AE2 system. Of course, it has nowhere to go right now, but the main thing for me to use conductive iron is just so that I can get this LV chain going and I can get a stock of LV cable. From here, it's pretty much identical for the medium voltage. So this will actually just automate pretty much all of your cable. And let's just check the high voltage cable. I think it's gold. HV cable is gold or electrum. Electrum, there it is. So electrum is just electrum wire, which is exactly the same process. Can it be done in low voltage tier? It can. So all of your wire can be automated with just the addition of electrum out here, and electrum is just gold and silver. So if you wanted to automate even that, just putting gold and silver in, you just put an alloy smelter on top and then have it feeding downwards. And then you do the same thing with an interface, but up there, or, you know, routing from here up to the top and stuff like that. No problems, no fuss. So that should be that automated. I'm going to get it started by just getting some energetic alloy, and I'm not going to put it in the system just yet. I can just get some energetic and just get a full stack of it, because we're going to be needing it. And then I'm just going to go and harvest the trees, and then that will get me lots of rubber available. So if I just pop this in here, that should start getting dragged. Yes, there it is. And it's going to start being pulled into here. And of course, nothing's coming back just yet. 1 second, and I'm just going to lay this back to our system, and we should have a whole connection. And I'll set up the recipe as well. So slight flaw, I was actually going to make Electrum out here, but I decided not to, just because we need gold in Electrum, and we also need gold cable anyway out of here. So I'm just going to go and just remove that. I think I can remove this as well. Takes a little while. There we go. Because I can just put an extra filter in here for gold, because we're going to need gold cable right there. And then we'll just do the same recipe as the others. We need basically the wire and rubber sheets, and it should let us make gold cable. Now, gold cable, sorry, is it gold cable, gold wire? Gold cable, yeah. Gold cable is used in HV tier, and that's what we're getting to next. So HV tier, we need to just get a couple of bits and pieces sorted. This is the hull recipe, well, either the hull or the casing. I think it's the casing recipe. But we are going to need the gold cable recipe first as well. So let's just get gold cable. Same thing as before. The only difference in gold and Electrum cable, they're both HV tier. Gold cable can't take as much, I'm objecting to the term amperage, can't take as many amps as anything else. So we have to, as the Electrum cable can. So we're just going to get rid of you. And we manually have to set up this recipe. It's not the same thing as just all the other stuff. We are going to want to do this if we want this on demand. And we want 4 gold cable, well, 4 times gold cable just for one of these things, and that will work. Then we do also need a gold wire recipe, unless I already have put it in here. I haven't, so we need the encoded pattern for that as well. So gold wire, gold wire. We want the 1 times recipe in a wire mill, and that's that as well. I'm looking low on patterns again already. Running out of patterns so fast when you're actually just automating everything up. So that's the U in there. And you over here. Whoa, too far, too far. Let's put that in there. Where did the recipe go? There it is. So we have all 3 tiers in here, and it should make it just fine. However, because we've got so much stuff piled back here, I'm just going to take that out. It will work perfectly well. It's just that we don't have enough rubber to actually do that. So I'll leave that in our main A2 system, and then it should only send out exactly what we need out there. Otherwise, things should get inserted if I insert a whole batch of rubber at once. So if we just go for gold, in fact, let's just make some energetic cable. In fact, no, let's just go to a HV hull, because we need that for a quest. So HV machine hull, can we make you gold cable? You're missing. Why are you not letting me craft gold cable? Gold cable. Oh, it's 1 times gold cable. Fine. So may well we can just that's a different configuration. That's going to annoy me. I'm just going to make a batch of that up, because we're going to be using the 4 times gold cable just as a standard for actually cabling our HV stuff around. So I'm not going to need this gold cable other than very briefly. So I'm going to just get 64 gold wire. So that's going to be 32 gold. And then the equivalent, it's only going to need 1 rubber sheet for each one of these. So it's going to need 64 rubber sheets and 32 gold processed, and we should be able to get our gold cable out of it. With that done, our hull should now be able to be made. So HV machine hull, yep, go, and that should be done quite quickly, I imagine. Yeah, it's already done, in fact. So let's just take that out of the system. So 1 HV machine hull, good. And hopefully that is a good quest reward. That would be nice if it was. 100 Omni pennies, I'll take it, I guess. That's 4 quarters. So, yep. And then HV power storage. Not that we particularly need that, to be honest, but yeah. Large battery hull, because we can always make those flux capacitors. So, 5 Omni pennies, not really all that enthused about making those. Fine, so we've got HV open. Is that opened anything in mid-game yet? Well, there's plenty in mid-game. I've just not really looked at this tab yet. Basic air collection, I had one of those. In fact, I do still have one of those. Why did that not give me the quest reward? Basic air collector. Let's grab you. Yep, okay, that I guess is fine. I'm sure I would have picked that up though. Nah. Anyway, another commenter did say that you may not want to have endless amounts of each fluid in here because it will consume all your possible storage. Except nitrogen, it's already consuming like 690 buckets. So for now, we can just disable the import bus just by breaking it for the moment. I can use that for something else. But longer term, you know, we can think about storing that. But in the meantime, I don't want it to consume all the bytes available. I'm not sure if it will make up multiple types. If anyone knows, if it runs out of a type, does it actually use a second type to try and store more? I don't think it did, but it would use all the bytes on each whatever drive it's actually on. So you'll see it's 131, so there's loads of space on this, but you'll see, yeah, you know, it can quickly build up. What we aren't building up is oxygen because we're using that and make it's almost straight away to make the polyethylene sheets. So that is that done. Gold wire should be just building up now. Yes, somewhere. Gold wire. Yes, so half stack's been done already, so that'll be more than enough for at least our immediate needs, and we can always change that later if we need it to be done. Regardless, the 4 gold cable will work for our HV needs as well. So that's the HV hulls, the HV cable already done. From that point, let's just pick up a few rewards. Is there anything else in mid-game we can get? Palladium, early rutile, small coils. Not going to worry about those. What we also need for HV tier is going to be the CEFs. So let's see how expensive they are. Let's just see if I can actually add it as a recipe. So CEF, not medium voltage. I want a 4-slot HV tier. There we go. So that's going to need the 3rd tier of circuits. Let's just change that back again. Yep, 4 slots. It's going to need some vibrant alloy wire. We can already make that. The energy conduit's fine. HV machine hull, that's all fine. We can make it all. Good. Or at least some of it isn't automatic yet, but you know, you get the idea. And just make sure you have this set, all dictionary substitutions. So if you get the wrong kind of circuit, the 3rd tier 3 circuit we can't make yet, then that will go and try and find the other tier 3 circuits and try and substitute them in. So that can go in here as well. So we got most of the infrastructure automated. I'm going to need more patterns, but that's probably going to need more tier 3 circuits. Can I craft another 8, or is it just going to say no? It's going to say no. Yeah, because I don't have some more tier 3 circuits yet. Regardless, that's pretty good so far. And one quick correction for the eagle-eyed among you. I did have the recipes down here wrong, just because I needed to have completely custom recipes because of the way I've set this up. So I've just changed the recipes across to insert 2 ingots, not 4 wire, because I've got the basically the wire mill out here that will do the job for us, which will occupy that wire mill, which means, you know, basically parallel processing, lots of nice stuff like that. So yep, just replace each of these with 2 of the ingots rather than 4 of the wire, and you're ready and going. So downstairs, I have just gone and created a new CEF over here. It's running off this vibrant line. Let's get it out of the rain. And it's got MV cable, which is now automatic and being produced by the system. So we now have a new chain of cable, which is the higher voltage cable, or rather the medium voltage cable. And that will do the job. Now that is going to be the next thing along here, and it's going to be doing essentially the circuits work. Now we have made circuits up until now over here in the corner. It's sort of annoying in that, yeah, I'm using this for a few different things. I did have them out here making resistors, but you know what? I decided not to go for alcoves and just to build up. So to get the vertical stacks of these machines as much as possible. So let's take a look at what we need to do. We're going to skip the current tier because we're already able to make tier 1 circuits in this machine. It's trivial. We just dump stuff in it and away it goes. But to get into this, the electronic processor array, right, that's the first tier 1. We want the second tier 1. Sorry, second tier 3, I should say. Tier 3 refined processor array. This is the one we want, or at least this one. It's cheaper for one thing, but it does take medium voltage. So we're going to be able to have, or we're going to have to create medium voltage. We can extract tin, and tin, basically in the liquid form, we can get from a fluid extractor. We only need low voltage for it, but at the same time, if this is going to be a medium voltage chain, let's just create a medium voltage fluid extractor. Yes, it needs me to make all kinds of weird stuff. I'll be doing that and setting them up so they're automated between the episodes. Everything apart from this pump now is automated. I automated the low voltage pump in here. Pump, yeah, so it can craft those, assuming I've got enough, yeah, I've got enough materials. It doesn't make those bronze pipes yet, but it makes everything else. And it doesn't make those, rubber rings either, but I just made a lot of them, just rather than using an extruder into the chain. However, yes, back to tier 3 again, as I was saying. Tier 3. So we're going to have a fluid extractor, we're going to have an assembler, both of which are medium voltage, but before we get to that point, we need to be able to make all this other stuff. So we can make some of it in here and just send it out there. So I don't have to make absolutely everything out there, but the final assembly needs to be this. What I also want to just do is see if anything else is made in an assembler, because if so, we'll probably ship it out there. For example, transistors, we can send it out there. And that needs polyethylene, though, liquid form. I may make 2 separate stacks of that and separate it just on the same CEF underneath the floor, but just bring it up separately so that we have that stack making transistors. Resistors we can already make. In fact, it's already part of that low voltage chain, so we can ship them out there. Plastic circuit board we made in the previous episode. I haven't automated that yet, but yeah, we can just filter that into the system. Vibrant alloy wire, the system can make those. That's not a problem. Refined processor, this is where it gets a little bit hairy. We need to produce the previous tier and then probably dump that up one. So if we have tin, we'll probably have tin at the bottom, just like fluid extractor. Then we'll have a couple of assemblers, one making tier 2 circuits, unless there is a, now there is a tier 1. Yeah, so we're going to make a complete stack. We're going to make 3 assemblers, I think. Yep, fluid extractor, 3 assemblers on that line over there. It will take me a little while, but that will then make tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, assuming I can get all the inputs routed correctly using interfaces. That will be a challenge for another day, but it'll be quite straightforward to do, I think, if we can get all the inputs in there. And then that will just make basically circuits whenever we need them. Unfortunately, however, I am just running a little bit out of time today, so I will have to leave this one a little bit shorter than normal. But next episode, we are going to automate the second, or the refined set of circuits. We'll get that over there, and we'll use that then to probably move towards our various other bits and pieces. We've got this major milestone done now, HV machine hulls. Next, we need to probably get into, well, maybe more blast furnaces. The distillation tower, possibly. This needs high voltage stuff, which we're about to get to. And although you can use, you can use the first tier 3 circuits for that. That's kind of expensive, so I want to get rid of the need for that. Stainless steel pipe we can already make. There's no problems there. So just this high voltage pump, and we're going to be making that in the assembler as well. So that's going to need a separate stack out here somewhere, I think. Gold cable, system already makes it. Medium stainless steel pipe, again, very straightforward, and motors, all this other kinds of stuff. So I'm going to need to probably put an extruder out here to make these rubber rings, just to make everything go. And the other thing I will say is that we're going to need a tree farm, because I'm already running out of resin up here. Not up here, actually, on the other side. We have this long row of rubber that I occasionally run along and get lots of resin, but it's not good enough. So I think I'm going to set up another farmer, like the one we have outside. The one I had outside. It's on the other side of the building right now. And over here, this one is just basically maxed out. The storage of canola. Canola is for biodiesel, so we just get a canola. In fact, it's one of the next tab quests. So if you go into mid-game, you'll see there's one right here for Canola Press. So yeah, you can make a Canola Press quite straightforwardly, I think. Yeah, once you got medium voltage stuff, you can make that, and then you can get more RF back out of your canola field. However, this will also be able to, or another one of these, placed somewhere else, probably over there, I think, just where this wall was or is. I think we're going to put another platform out here and have this growing rubber wood, and we'll have that processed and produced into resin. The resin automatically out here, probably put into a compressor. the compressor will produce rubber sheets, and at that point we can ship that anywhere else in the system. So we'll have as many rubber sheets as we need available. We have all the tin we need available, the gold, everything else is working out quite nicely. So I'm quite liking this mod pack so far. Hopefully you are too. If you enjoyed the episode, give it a thumbs up. I'm more than happy to hear it. As always, leave the comments down below. And especially if you know any way of doing A2 multi-machine from one recipe other than dumping it into an inventory in the way. There are a couple of other things I could do to make this a little bit less cable. Put the output onto this side rather than this side, and then have a different filtering going, putting it back into the interface. But it's no different than this. It's just slightly shorter, and I'd need to route this cable out differently as well, probably at that side and other bits and pieces. But this works perfectly well. I put some facades here. I don't have the Ender IO versions, but I want to produce this into a solid block eventually, so I need probably a painting machine from Ender IO to make that actually work in its versions of facades. So we'll get to that as well, but that'll just neat things up, and we'll just create stacks going all the way down there in a similar kind of size as we have blast furnaces on this side. So everything will look pretty good, and then we'll build up into multiple stories as we need them to make pretty much something like that building, but bigger. Much bigger. Alright, so I'll see you next episode for some more Omnifactory. Maybe we'll even build the outline of the factory building, but in the meantime, hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you next time. As always, thanks for watching.